We're back. I have not been streaming much recently, but we're always back for Limbus, baby. We are a little bit late today, once more. Oh right, we're saving up for the Yisang. I have a little bit of a cough right now, so you may hear that. Man, I don't know what's going on. Yeah. I want to see what went on in this mini-sode in between these two. Right, I think we can conclude our consultation session here. Is that a Nintendo Switch? I've been holding regular consultations with the Sinners for a while now. My session with Heathcliff ended earlier than I expected. Dante is doing... Oh wait, that's the map. Oh, this is Dante's office. There's another coat. There's like reels. Oh, and this is the thing on the title screen. Ooh. And that's a chair. And then there's files and like movie reels. Wow. So what are you writing in that notebook? Dante is a therapist now. I thought writing him down could come in handy later, in case I have to remember something. Heathcliff's been holding that notebook in his hands ever since this session started. It didn't seem like he was making a full record of our entire conversation. It was more like he was writing things down if they seemed worthy of remembering. Are you writing about Catherine? Won't deny that's a part of it. His expression becomes inscrutably complex upon hearing her name. He breathes in a lungful of air and lets out a deep sigh. He smiles awkwardly before sliding his notebook across the desk in my direction. I take a quick glance at his pages. His contents are as disorganized and chaotic as his handwriting. But I also notice that several of those disorganized notes are records of his memories with Catherine, scribbled next to notes of significant moments on our journey. Records of memories he doesn't want to lose. Well, it ain't nothing important. Right. If we're done here, I'm off. It sounds like he wanted it to be a double negative, and where it's like, it's nothing. But it probably is just like, it is a double negative. They do cancel themselves out. It is important. Heathcliff takes the notebook and leaves the room. I catch a glimpse of his bitter expression as he steps through the doorway. It isn't long before Rogia practically bursts through the door. Hey, saw Heathcliff leaving the room just now and thought it was my turn. That was a pretty quick meeting, huh? Yeah, we didn't really talk about much. I don't know what's gotten into him lately. He's been so tame? Hi, Clever. I just wanted to see what happened here. Rodia hummed cheerfully as she sat down. She didn't really seem too different from her usual self. Our consultations usually consisted of some minor chit-chat and watching her munch on some snacks, but... Hi, Clever. Yeah, so the ads, I have them happen, like, right at the beginning of the stream. I schedule them as early as possible, so they don't... So they only interrupt the part where it's like, we're not doing anything yet. Hey, so I think there's something we have to talk about today. Yeah, so you're serious today. What's up? So you can borrow a good unit for 40% bonus, I guess. But I can't get rid of my red eyes, Ryoshu. Do you remember what you asked me when we were dealing with the case of time killing time, Roja? I don't know. What did I say? A lot. Ah, Dante's concerned. How nice. Roja carefully looks away, her fingers twiddling with the snacks prepared for these consultations. Starting to grow uncertain whether this is a good time to bring this up when she's still so obviously evasive about it. Well, I mean, I could borrow them. Oh no, I can't borrow them both. I really don't want the mood to get as frosty as it did during the investigation. But this is overly chipper, chatty attitude is just a bandage haphazardly pulled over a scar that still hurts, isn't it? I sit there looking at Roja and her fabricated smile. I have to ask. Yeah, this is exactly what these consultations are for. What better time to do this than now? I'm talking about the time you asked me about Sonia, and what would have happened if you... Our alarm had to choose this precise moment when I finally gathered enough courage to bring this up, so... To go off... Wait. That... I do have a little bit of a cough. I reflexively get to my feet at the blaring alarm. A few seconds later, I hear someone tapping on the bus PA system. And not long after that, a beef plays from the speaker installed in my room. Testing. Announcing from the driver's seat, all units taking R&R on the bus must assemble in the hallway ASAP. I repeat, all units taking R&R on the bus. Driver's seat, car on seat. This is the one right before, this is the one right before, Murder on the Warp Train. Ah, stop pulling me. I'm in the process of relaying a very important announcement. Stop getting in the way between Charon and Mepi. Cortelius' deep sigh was the last thing we heard from the bus's PA system before Charon and Otis' brief squabble came to an abrupt end. My, a new backdoors thingy? That's what the alarm usually means, right? Let's see. I'm gonna guess that this one's for a refraction railway. Not a fan of those railways. They're so exhausting. Roja grumbles for a moment before rising from her seat. Kinda seems like she's trying to smoothly maneuver away from answering my question. What you standing around for, Dante? Come on, aren't you gonna see what's going on? Yeah, I'm coming. Leave my empty consultation notes behind and follow Roja out to the hallway. Out to a very crowded hallway. Oh, hi, Sinclair. The murmur rises and falls, or rises and rises. The sinners were each sharing their ideas as to what this alarm might be for. It's Sinclair, Otis, and Bug Guy. BG for short. It's gotta be the reflection railway this time, right? Yep, line 4 most likely. Huh, this is gonna suck, isn't it? Attention, the executive manager has arrived. I've assembled your forces already in a timely manner. Thanks. Welcome, Dante. I heard the radio. Is it a refraction railway this time? Yes, the 4th line of the refraction railway, to be exact. How do they know? They're just, it's based on vibes. They just guess. Hey, I think they're getting used to this. What the hell? I was gonna say what the heck, but Ryoshu would not say what the heck. What the frickin' frick, guys? I don't know if I like what's going on here. What the hell are we something something? Hold on. What the hell are we getting in? Whoa, 'tis a hearkening at when the Thank you, Gregor. It appears he is requesting information pertinent to our schedule regarding our entry to the railway. To be exact, I think she's asking, when the hell are we going in? Oh, going in. I was close. Ryoshu, who had been listening with a knitted brow as each sinner hazarded their guesses, appeared to have finally found peace. Sinclair was right on the money. Show me the money. I love how Sinclair and Ryoshu just hang out. They don't. At least Gregor and Yisang got half of that right, too. The bus alarms weren't the only things growing increasingly familiar to us. The sinners were really getting to know one another as well. Well, let's go check it out right now. Then I shall open it. Jesus Christ. The door opens with a creak, and a bright blue fills my vision. The blue ambiance seems to drop the temperature of the entire room. As we all know, blue is the color of cold. Another railway line, completely different from line 3 in its orange hue. Manager Esquire, behold! These curtains, these masks, I say, visions of party lay before us, forsooth. Masks? Followed Don Quixote, who had run off on her own again, with my eyes. Who was that she said? The walls were lined with various masks, each wearing different expressions. I wonder if this has something to do with the theme of enemies we're about to meet here. Oh, hie thee hither, one and all. Here is a woman. Her appearance is a spitting image of Lady Otis. What? There was urgency in her voice. I quickly ran to where Don Quixote was with the other sinners in tow. And there she was, an exact copy of Otis, standing right before us. Oh, these are the Envy Picatula. I hope this isn't anything serious. Whoa, she wasn't kidding. I hope this isn't a lure left behind by an abnormality or something like that. Oi, how about we don't tempt fate, lad? But she's quiet, unlike Otis, enshrouded in a weird shadow. Whoa, look, here's one that looks like me. Hong Lu stood next to a humanoid shape that mimicked every move he made. When he raised his hands, the shape raised its hands. And when he closed his eyes, the shape closed its eyes. They don't do ego quotes, though. Oh! Jesus Christ. They don't do ego quotes, though. I was gonna do like, oh, no, but then it just sounded like I moaned and then died. Got, like, punched in the stomach. Right, almost like a shadow with the darkness and its mimicry. Wait, but that looks like one of Hong Lu's identities. You notice 3 more humanoid shadows standing nearby. The pre-railway dialogue. Yeah, I was just, I don't watch the minisodes as I'm going through the story. So whenever I start up a stream, I just do one. What on earth is going on? Also, I'm cheesed to meet you. Cheese to meet you. I'm sure that's a creative joke that has never been said before. We'd be much better off if they were some byproduct of an abnormality. However, if they are clones, we must move swiftly to exterminate them. Must move swiftly to exterminate them. Do you know the paperwork problems this will cause? We're gonna get fucking executed. We're gonna get that head, and not in a good way. I request that you immediately order us to prepare for battle. Give me a sec. I'll ask Faust first if... No, you must make a judgment call at this instant. If they are indeed clones, then the head will... This isn't the first time she's asked me to make a decision like this, but she's never been this serious or adamant about it before. Yisang noticed the tension and quickly stepped in between the two of us. Miss Faust, would you kindly share what you know of this phenomenon? Yes, this entity is not a clone. Therefore, even if a week were to pass, the head will not mobilize. Offers a cup of coffee. Faust nodded sagely. Faust nodded. I cannot... I do remember the anti-cloning laws. You bring them up like every other stream, and I still think it's hilarious. I also can't see the phrase like nodded sagely or nod sagely without like cracking a smile. You just learned something new before looking in my direction. Because she did. She just asked the Discord server. Faust. At everyone. What the fuck is happening? Right, she probably wants me to explain what this is. I quickly blurted out with the first thing that came to my mind. Yeah, it's a good joke. That one feels like a Picatula. I wasn't completely sure, but that feeling I've grown so used to sensing whenever we encountered the Picatula. A Picatula? is blindly mimicking whatever Honglu is doing. I'm not sure if it has much or anything in the way of consciousness or ego. It doesn't look like a one-to-one copy of him either. Please calm yourself, Miss Otis. It appears that aught has unnerved you. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know if you noticed. You probably have, but I don't know if you have actually, because you're clever, you're mostly here for Limbus. But I've been streaming once a week for Limbus, and that's it. So I was intending on doing a stream where I just did the Refraction Railway. But I've just not had time. I definitely have time. I just need to, like, make sure that I am using my time in order to... I have to prioritize school first, obviously. And then I have some, like, D&D games that I'm in. And then it's, like, streaming. But I'm definitely going to do that eventually. So, and I'm probably going to do it on a Tuesday if Refraction Railway 5 comes out. Because we're almost caught up, and then I'll have to, like, switch to Lobotomy Corp. Or, no, we're doing Library of Ruina first, I guess. My deepest apologies, Executive Manager. I should not have acted in such an unsightly manner before you. Clearly, I still have a lot to learn about the sinners. Every instance of these moments seem to unveil something new. Yeah, I do want to play them in reverse order. I'm like an archaeologist. I'm sitting here in the present, and then I have to sort of, like, dig, and the further I go down, the more history I get. I was trying to get a better read on Otis's expression when Heathcliff suddenly asked a question out loud. I thought them Picatula are supposed to look like monsters, isn't it? Maybe man is the real monster. And then Ishmael's like, no, monsters are the real monsters, idiot. That's why they're called monsters. Distortions in the Picatula must not be judged on a reference based on common sense, such as their physical appearance. But do you think we can handle them? Oh yeah, if they're gonna swerve us like they did at the manor, or if they manage to somehow copy Virgilius, that's gonna be a problem. Wait, that's a good point. Recall the railways of perfection we have suffered ere this one's arrival. It shall not present before us a foe we cannot defeat. Yet the process shall be as grueling as it has always been, I suspect. Thus is aware that the entity is a Picatulum of envy, Picatulum invidiae. Considering the strengths of the Picatula we have faced thus far, it is unlikely that we will encounter enemies too far beyond our ability to defeat. The lack of precise tiered labeling systems mean that it's difficult for one to make a subjective judgment. Speaking of which, what's the ETA on the new risk levels and classifications for the Picatula and distortions? The LCD has informed us that they made a significant progress regarding that project. It is likely that further details will be shared once they become more concrete. That's the new event? That's funny. Oh, and then it's like a health checkup. Oh, that's good to know. I assume that's like a intervallo. The new event, there's an intervallo attached to it. Oh, that's good to know. Oops, looks like the Picatula are running away all of a sudden. Cool. As we stood there talking to one another, the Picatulum that resembled Honglu suddenly shoved him to the side and began sprinting elsewhere. What the hell, mate? Don't just sit there and gawk at them while they're all legging it. Heathcliff also sprinted after the figure, but he soon came to a sudden stop before starting to slowly back away. Oh, blimey. Subway train slides into the platform with a loud horn. Past the windows I see a subway car filled to the brim with purple shadows. Shadows in the shape of sinners. Huh, that's a lot of them. I think I recognize like 3 shadows that look just like me. The ridiculous sight was enough to stop us all dead in our tracks, allowing the Picatulum to board the subway car, and the door shut behind him. I sense aught in the way of disquietude from this refraction railway. Fellas, is it gay that I'm kind of hot? Is it gay to say that after looking at a shadow evil version of myself? I'm like, kind of attractive. As soon as the subway train carrying the Picatula leave the station, a new one begins to roll in. My relief, this one doesn't look like it's packed to the brim with shadow people. But what is that? There are curtains and masks? I don't remember seeing anything like that on the last railways we challenged. How uninspired. I love you. Shit. Hey, I didn't notice it earlier because all the mess with clones and everything, but doesn't that train look a lot more elaborate than we've seen before? Right, it's adorned with all kinds of decorations. Just as the sinners were gawking at the ostentatiousness that was this train, something burst forth from the train car door. Hold on. Hold on. Are the characters in Limbus Company are supposed to be the characters from the Commedia dell'arte? I don't know, but I was like, is there 12 of those? Like, is there a standard number? And of course there isn't. But I don't know. I see theater Venetian theater or just theater masks. I'm like, reference? Because the depth of the research in this game is quite deceptive. Like, a lot of times they make references that I'm like, that's a deep cut. Did that thing just roll out a carpet for us? It's like something's inviting us in here. I ill like such a manner of invitation. I agreed with Yi Sang. This isn't an invitation I'm happy to jump at, but I'm sure we'll face even worse things in our journey. We'll take every chance we get to strengthen the sinners. Let's go. Okay, and then it puts us in the level. But I wanna continue with the story. Oh, it doesn't put us in level. Okay. So I'm gonna try to... Oh, do I have... Oh, I have the ego already. So... There's really no issue. Yeah, it's equipped. I have nothing else to put in that slot. Yeah, so my plan is to finish the warp train today, and then there's like a mini-sode, and then we get to I don't want to fucking fight Bamboo-Hatted Kim again. That guy's an asshole. But in between this and Kanto 7, there's just a mini-sode, I think. Oh, we fucking lost the first coin of Skullbuster. Oh, right, that's true. I think I have one or two, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, this isn't really that difficult. Oh, are they adding more Blade Lineage IDs? That's interesting. Oh, oops. Okay. Oh, Heathcliff! Yeah, I already got it. I already changed the friendly fire counter. Oh god, they got Heathcliff. They show a bit more skin. Yeah, well, he was already on the horse, so I kind of didn't have the opportunity. All right, who are you shooting? God damn it! I love you, Magic Bullet Otis. Oh yeah, does I was counting it by individual attacks, right? As an attack did friendly fire, but that's how I have been counting it. So I think it would be like wrong to change it to based on the okay, 2 different attacks. Okay, where I just wanted to be clear. This team is awesome. Best team ever created. Okay.
혼자서 뭘 어떻게 한 거야? 주라니야. 죽도록 달릴 시간이다. 목을 내놓고 있도록.
Yeah, these guys aren't much of a threat. They are like lower level, but I'm more of a threat to my own forces than they are. Right, like I'm here sitting here with Magic Bullet Otis, shooting my own men and women. Yeah, but it's fine because this is what this team was designed to do. This team is designed to just do a bunch of friendly fire. I really want to find out what Ryoshu's deal is. The 2 chapters I'm most excited about now that we've done Ishmael's, Heathcliff's, and Don Quixote's, I really want to find out what Ryoshu's deal is. And Faust. She probably has a parent. Yeah, but I mean, we know what her deal is, but I want to know like what the story is, considering hers is last, right? She's the last one in the first round that gets a yeah, she's gonna be the 12th Kanto. Yeah, Ryoshu, themes of parenthood, yeah. But I wanna you explained to me the original story, which is why I'm so interested in what they're gonna do with it. Spiders equals parenthood. Is that like a thing? Yeah, well, it's like you explained to me the basic premise, which is why I'm interested, considering how much of a fucking character she is. But then I'm interested in Faust because I'm betting Faust's canto is going to be a big turning point because it's the last canto before the next like big part. Oh, yeah. You know what? That's fair. Right, there's two egos and an ID. That's fair. You make a very good point. Right, I remember from the ID story. But Faust's story, it's gonna be we're gonna learn a lot of the stuff Faust isn't telling us currently. And we're gonna learn more about Faust individually. I guess we're learning some stuff this chapter, but I'm more like it's like, wow, it's gonna be cool. We're gonna find out so much lore, right? We're gonna find out how the Faust thing works. Manager Esquire, halt! Behold this poor fellow, he lives still. Don Quixote, her round eyes wide open, began sprinting somewhere. No, stay away from me, you monsters. Hey, hey man, we're not those monsters. You alright? Probably shouldn't smoke on the fucking interdimensional train. Huh? That arm. You're starting to mutate too, aren't you? You must be turning into some bug-like monster. What? No, this is... Gregor stumbled for words before chuckling and casting his gaze towards the floor in disbelief. Yeah, well, no surprise there. Guess. Suppose there's no way to tell right away whether this is arm's a monster, a prosthetic, or whatnot. It is possible that you are mistaken due to his bioprosthetic being of an older, outdated make that is now rarely seen in the city. Ah, a prosthetic. That's a relief. Thought those crazy bastards were trying to break in again. As you can see, my legs are messed up. I had no choice but to hide in here. So what are the W Corp employees doing aboard this train? Huh? You're right. From what we found out about warp trains through the identities, I can't imagine why any of them would ever willingly board this train. You're the contract fixers, right? We were ordered to assist you with your contract. I said we, but I'm the only one left. Every single one of my colleagues suddenly began losing their minds in that car over there, and... This cannot be! Faust! Is there truly no way to cure the blood bags? My apologies. The access to that information is prohibited at this moment. Alright, is there ads? Twitch is telling me there's ads. Reese's Cup. Alright, there's Alright, we're back. My apologies. That access to that information is prohibited at this moment as well. Though her voice and expression were both as serene as always, there was something gloomy about the way she said it. I may have been too reliant on Faust in too many places. Faust muttered in barely audible volume. Ah, so she's gonna be like, I'm actually gonna become cool on my own. I don't know what I can do to help the sinners in a situation like this either. I'd grown too used to Faust's omniscience because I could always trust it to be there for me. I was starting to realize that I don't have the means to dig myself out of a hole like this. No, maybe I was too reliant on the sinners as a whole. If when the time comes for them to depend on me, they can no longer stand on their own, can I really manage them? Lead them into the right answers? Doubt, colored with fear, begins to rise like an ominous plume of smoke. Well, what can I do, right? The agent struggled to some corner of the room with his wounded leg and pulled on a lever. They made good use of the space. And the wall behind what had initially appeared to be a folding chair for employees spun open. Oh, what in the name of the wings is this? Perchance thou hast hidden here a weapon most powerful? A weapon most feared by the blood fiends? My question is if Don Quixote's chapter is about blood fiends, then she should definitely know what a blood fiend is. Unless she doesn't, or she's like had like PTSD amnesia and doesn't remember it. What, that holds some resemblance to a capsule we saw in the first class car, but why would that thing be here? Cleanup agent slumped into the pod that appeared in the wall. Ugh, finally. Huh? What is it that thou seekest to do? W Corp prepared a small hibernation pod for employees in case of these emergencies. Verily then, huh? Good luck with the rest of the mission. With that, he settled into the capsule and shut the hatch behind him. When the door covering the pod closed, only the folding chair and a wall covered with viscera remained. He's gone. There he goes. He has departed the scene. They blankly stared at the wall the agent disappeared into. Well, I guess we gotta... Let's move on to the next car. Keep on keeping on. Dante is the kind of person where you ask them, like, it's like, how's it going? And Dante's like, well, it's going. And you're like, come on, Dante. We know it's not like that. And they're like, yeah, I know. I know. Oh, no, wait. Hold on. Mistake. Mistake. Hold on. I need the bonus. Bonus. I need a slightly higher level this week. Oh no, wait, that's not the right one. Go! My powerful team. Yeah, the combats in this are not... They're not really doing it for me. I'll be honest. Oh, oops.
분노하지 마. 개오를 주라니야. 죽도록 달릴 시간이다.
Yeah. And there's not much to say. Serious Skullbuster! Go, my Heathcliff.
그래, 결국 마지막까지 서 있는 놈이 이기는 거라니까. 잘 들어.
I gotta say, I'm doing writing classes right now. Now I gotta say, there's no fucking drug that can replicate the pure, like, joy of someone complimenting your writing that you weren't confident about. Or maybe that's just me and I'm a freak. I'm a weirdo.
결국 마지막까지 서 있는 놈이 이기는 거라니까. 잘 들어. 아픈 거 생각하지 말고 저 새끼 죽은 다음만 생각해. 그럼 공격이 더 매서워지거든. 다 죽어라.
Sinclair just barely did not corrode.
끝인가? 정말 한 톨도 남지 않았나? 그럼
빨리 시작하시죠.
Huh. Here we are, back in the Refraction Rally. Prepare.
전투에 임하겠습니다.
주라니야. 죽도록 달릴 시간이다.
완벽한 한 발을 위해.
Go, my Heathcliff.
이런 건 몽둥이가 약이지. 두드려 패.
으타! 더 먹어 치워라.
속에서
Oh, 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 oh. I always forget Heathcliff can do that.
서도록 할까?
He's got it like that. Hold on. We're definitely gonna get a friendly fire check here. Oh, we did not get any friendly fire. Oh wait, those are multi-cracker fixes. Interesting.
불길 속으로.
내 죄는 내가 알아서 처리. 먹기 좋게 부자잡지 않아. 거태. 당신은 물려. 소란이 줄었네요.
Go. I mean, there's not much to say, is there? They're just getting stomped. Oh, okay. Friendly fire. That did happen. I'll say that. Friendly fire happened. Oh yeah, Sinclair? He's actually hitting his coin flips? Based and weighted coin king?
혼자서 뭘 어떻게 한 거야? 뭐야?
부족해 부자잡지 않아.
보자, 나도.
소란이 줄었네요.
And there we go. Not much to say. Is there any audio picking up from the background? There's someone in the common room, and I just
정말 한 톨도 남지 않아.
can you like hear anything in the background, I guess?
어째서
Not really? Okay, good.
끝나지 않는 거지?
We're not that far away. We just have to do a bunch of battles, I guess.
와일드 헌트야. 뭐야? 파이팅이다.
전투에
Oh, oops. Oops.
아차!
파이팅이다.
Let's just like not even talk about it. Man. Magic Bullet Otis is farming the friendly fire stat. I really want to see like a meme. Maybe I should make this, but it's a shooter like Overwatch, and then you see like in the text chat, so someone's like I have more numbers than you. And then someone else is like, or it's like Ishmael is also in chat, and it's like, Otis, you're not supposed to. That's not the number you're supposed to make bigger. And then Yi Sang's out there sitting at like 60 kills, 0 deaths. And he's like, do not worry, Ishmael, for I am carrying the lobby. No, I guess it would be Merceau. Yi Sang is smart, but I don't know how good he would be with a mouse and keyboard.
완벽한 한
No, actually, I think Yi Sang would be a controller player.
터졌군요.
He's just like what? I just like doing it this way. And then Merceau's on fucking like 15,000 DPI, like making every shot 100% hit rate like a fucking demon.
하나 눕혔네. 이렇게 눕혀가다 보면 어느새 끝나는 게 싸움인 거지.
I don't know. And then on the other team, it would be a 6v6 shooter. So it's like Overwatch.
기적해 차려졌지 않나.
And then there, how would I split up the teams to make it marginally fair? Oops. Who's like the biggest liability in that situation? Who's the biggest liability for teamwork? I mean, Heathcliff does get tilted immediately. He gets tilted over some stupid fucking mechanic. He's like, no, the lag, and everyone's like, you're malding Heathcliff, and he's like, no, it really was the my ping is just so high. And then everyone is like washed.
지금이다. 내 죄는 내가 알아서 처리한다. 소란이 줄었네요.
So let me think. Yi Sang would probably be good. He's like a mid to high good. And then Faust is probably really good. Let me think. It's like Faust and Merceau have to be on opposite teams, right? where it's like Merceau is like the undebated god king. And so we can put Yi Sang and Faust on the same team. Something caught my attention from the corner of my eye after another round of brutal combat. Huh? What's this now? We were on the final car adjacent to the freight car when we discovered that odd box with the T-Corp logo on it. Huh. 'Tis the emblem of T-Corp. It appears that the wall covering it was, in the fierceness of our battle, broken. Didn't that chief executive guy, Hubert, right? Didn't he offhandedly mention something about partnering with other wings? I guess they were... Mr. Hubert. I shouldn't do that voice. It's me, Ryoshu. I guess they were in cahoots with W Corp too. Such collaborations are not limited to T Corp. It is often the case that a wing may work with another. It is only on rare occasions that they urgently request the assistance of less significant, lesser-known corporations such as our own Limbus company. Their choice appears to be quite irregular. Sounds like W Corp's heydays are long behind them. Just like this wall that's falling apart, revealing what's behind. Oh, speaking of falling apart, this room sure got messed up, huh? It was difficult for me to ignore how Rodya hurriedly swerved to a different subject, as though she'd made a mistake. Even the tone of her voice shifted like she was catching herself. The various destroyed prosthetic parts covered in human remains indicate that this train car was boarded by several prosthetic-equipped fixers. I can't think about that right now. Let's deal with the task at hand first. Maybe these people are from the same office as that guy we met at the platform. Remember, he said that he warped over to T-Corp on an expedition? Look, it's almost like they're all wearing standardized sets of prosthetics. Same make, same model, everything. I believe I have read articles stating that certain offices do exclusively hire fixers with prosthetics. Wait, We were walking through the bloody train car when we suddenly heard Sinclair's voice crack as though he saw something awful. Why, he is the one we encountered on the platform. This is the fixer who suddenly started venting at us. Sinclair's doing the head hold, like the... I don't know why I'm doing it, because you can't see. Yeah, and he said something about going to T-Corp on an expedition and failing. They brought a whole train car full of fixers for this contract? Guess he wasn't exaggerating by calling it an expedition. There are over a dozen broken arms strewn about. They must have fought valiantly by replacing their broken arms with backup arms, perchance. Quite the strategy. Makes sense. That would explain all those broken prosthetic arms and legs in this car. Executive manager, this is likely an... no, wait, that's not Don Quixote. Don Quixote's like, hold on, what are you doing? And Otis is like, sorry, I figured I'd imitate someone he wouldn't listen to. Get the fuck out of here, slaps Don Quixote across the face. I'm the victor. Executive manager, Executive manager, kill this man. This is like an aftermath of the battle between the fixers and the blood bags. There were many such cases. Those using prosthetics would simply let their bodies be destroyed in battle because they considered them to be disposable as long as their wallets would permit. Of course, the blatant lack of self-preservation often led them to early graves. Maybe that's true. I see. There are multiple possible interpretations depending on one's perspective, despite the fact that there is but a single scene. I will remember both of your inputs. That's a good attitude. Employees with an attitude like yours often made it to the end of the war. Thank you, Otis. Yes, well, good for them. Thank you, Faust. Faust answers Otis in an uncharacteristically snappy manner. Signs of fatigue were creeping into her pensive expression. You alright, Faust? It was rare to see any actual expression from her. I was starting to get worried. I am physically unharmed, yet, yes, I am alright. However, I do not enjoy the circumstance which we find ourselves in. It is as though I am casting nets to nowhere while lost and isolated in a blind sea. I could usually complete these deductions within moments after establishing a few basic cross-references between the accessible information. Her voice was such a whisper for the second part of her sentence that I could barely hear what she was saying. Ah, I know what you mean. Feeling like you're completely lost, obsessively casting net after net over the black, rippleless lake in desperate hopes that one of them might pull in something that we could eat. No way to tell where we are, no way to tell if there's anything to eat under that glassy water surface. Grasping at the straws, you know? This sense I find mired in is not unlike your own. It is like lying my back over an unseen grave, where the reflection of radiance upon my eyes and the sanguine scent hanging from the tip of my olfactory tells me not of the forging path. It seems that Ishmael and Yisang picked on the first part of her sentence, however, they walked up to her and shared a few words of consolation. By the way, I don't ever recall you talking like that, Faust. I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's something different about you today. Somehow? That is, I mean, I don't hate it. I'm actually glad to learn that you have a softer side. This unseen side of yours, it is unfamiliar yet quite fresh. Is that so? Faust's reply was curt. She closed her eyes. As per the information provided by the pamphlet at the platform, it is likely that this train is composed of 12 passenger cars and 1 freight car. Because we are on the 11th car at the moment, that leaves a single car between us and the freight car in which Mephistopheles is secured. Which means that there is a high likelihood that we will soon encounter the blood fiend responsible for the creation of the blood bags aboard this train. Just beyond that door. Well, how impressive could it be if its fodders are this weak? We practically smashed through their entire horde no problem. A different, more accurate interpretation would be to say that a being capable of commanding a force as large as the blood bags we have defeated should be considered high-risk entity. Although this is not common knowledge, there is a subcategory of fixers called blood fiend hunters who specialize in, yes, hunting blood fiends. Assuming that information is true, it can be inferred that blood fiends are difficult foes that require a certain expertise to defeat. Now that I'm thinking about it, if blood bags are like mindless thralls to blood fiends, then they're kind of their private army, right? Being of power who can create a force of their own without concern for lowered morale or desertion, wartime or not, they will make for formidable foes. Sinners each exchange various opinions with one another, possible strategies, estimations of the blood fiend's strength, and all of a sudden, why on this indecisive idleness? Our quest is to defeat the villain who hath brought such pain and misery upon this train, is it not? It may be vaporizing the lifeblood of the innocent as we speak. Mighty or feeble, I care not. I swear upon mine honor that I shall smite this foe and let the hand of justice be the judge of their fate. Let us hasten now. Don Quixote's sudden outburst immediately put a stop to the chatter. He's not wrong. Besides, we have to deal with the blood fiend to complete our contract. With that, I opened the door leading to the final car of this train. I had an idea. I seem to remember mentioning that I wanted to do like a Project Moon tabletop game. Like a... Oh, is this the last level? Clearly not. I seem to remember like a tabletop, a TTRPG game of Project Moon, and I'll finish explaining this after this dialogue. This room. What is with that look on thy faces? Thou standest in the audience of the prince. Where are thy obsequious smiles? He must be the blood fiend who caused this outbreak. He is our target. Fall to thy knees and grovel before royalty. Who the hell are you to make these demands? I shall impart this upon thee only once, so listen well. Thou mayest address me as Prince Cassetti, the 6th kindred, or a kindred of the 6th generation, the rightful prince in refuge from his family. Oh my god, it's Vampire the Masquerade. Art thou the villain who hath brought such destruction and massacre upon this vessel? Thou art a chatty one, so rudely before your prince. Yet I am feeling generous, for I am quite sated at the moment. As thou must have seen on thy journey here, this place is a hall of banquet for a feast most majestic. No matter how many blood bags I create, no matter how much I devour them, the humans just won't stop coming. I only enjoy what was cast into my maw. He dons a mask for the purpose of merrymaking. We're really gonna exchange pleasantries. Why don't you take that mask off? Or are you unfamiliar with basic etiquette? Oh, this mask won't come off. Can't take it off. Shouldn't take it off. There is no prince without the mask. We're so ugly behind the mask, so we all decided to hide how repulsive we've become. But once I've drunk your blood full, then it'll all go back to how it used to be. Only then can I unmask myself. Who stitched that mask to your face skin? Not a half bad job. Of course it's excellent, because this mask was crafted by none other than the great and the eminent barber. Oh, he's from the fucking theme park in the next chapter. There's a Otis ID for this, I think. Yeah, it's the Otis Bloodfiend ID. Because this mask was crafted by none other than the great and the eminent barber, whose name I dare not even speak, but it hurts so much. No, I'm smiling. Look how hard I'm smiling and laughing. Yes, I am the prince, that's what I am. He's a bloody loon, ain't it? Alright, done with the giggles then? Get ready for the beating of your life. I enjoy things like you and your friends. Don't cry, bawling and bowing and sniveling on the ground for your lives. Lunge at me instead, The aggression, the boiling blood, oh, how I love the fire. What are you, daft? Look around. There are 13 of us and only one of you. Do not let your guard down, Heathcliff. This entity has managed to turn countless passengers of this train into his blood bags. And letting my guard down, but we blasted through so many blood bags we couldn't even keep count, didn't we? Couldn't even keep count? Oh, no. But the account is so important. I have to keep count of our visitors. Oh, yes, of course. I do remember to keep count of our dearest visitors. Yes, I do. You have no idea how powerful I am, and I shall not relinquish my throne to thee from this budding kingdom. All I have to do is sit here and do nothing, and the blood bags present themselves before me. There's no paradise like this out there. You have no idea what I did to create this place. Oh, and how elated my forebearer kindreds would be, should they be here to witness what I have created. This cornucopia of abundance, this pleasure, oh, this freedom. But this kingdom is mine. I made it. I'm not giving it away. No. This is rather curious. Thank you. I was about to say the exact same thing. It appears that this bloodfiend leaves this car only on rare occasions. Yet we have seen signs of his insidious influence throughout every car we have visited so far. Then what he meant by how the blood bags present themselves before him has to be... Oh, god damn it, Sasha. Hold on a minute. Figure suddenly and frantically charge into his car. It was Sasha, the fixer, we ran into on one of the earlier cars. Alright, are the ads real? Are they real, or am I being lied to? The ads! The ads, what could they mean? The ads real. No. Do not know. Therefore I am not, I do not think so. Therefore I am not. Alright. He said he shrinks into his throne at the sudden burst, terror apparent on his face. Ah, it is thee, hast thou truly journeyed here to assist us in our quest? Lo, that villain is the blood fiend responsible for the tragedies that have transpired aboard this train. Help us slay that cur and eventually lead the passengers thou hast protected thus far out of the train. Blood fiends. What if there was more than a single blood fiend on board, one still capable of rational thought? Damn, you actually made it all the way back here? Guess the wings don't give out contracts to just anyone. I used to fight for my damnedest too, till I was the last one standing. What's she talking about? Well, where did that leave me? In the end, I stood alone with nothing but a single one of these 4 arms left. Kind of funny how the perspective on life can completely flip when you're really, really in the shit. I think my last thoughts were, oh, that's funny. Oh, she got turned. Man, I don't want to die. So I fell on my knees and pleaded. I told him that, Don Quixote, watch out. I'd do anything to live. Ah, did Don Quixote get fucking murdered? Blood rapidly crystallized around Sasha like a suit of armor as she swung her greatsword at the sinners, striking them even before Faust finished her sentence. What? What did I say? I commanded you to give me a warning before jumping in like that. Don't you know how loud your stupid arms are? I thought the family had come for me. I'm so sorry, Lord Cassetti. Allow me to introduce my kindred to thee. To be the first of many since my escape for the kingdom I intend to build. My kindred, my loyal squire, who shall be at my side as I build a dynasty of my own, my family. Lord Cassetti, I had intended to select the more powerful of the bunch to send to this car, as you have commanded me, but the humans in my car were all weaklings, so I present you before you this group from the first-class car. Kindred. Are you even aware of the exact nature of a kindred? Nah, but I can tell you this. When I accepted my Lord's blood in my veins, it was though I was reborn. See, a blood fiend's kindred is like a sub-entity of the blood fiend, similar in concept to sub-entities created by distortions or abnormalities. It must have been desperation that drove you to accept that proposition without hesitation, despite the lack of relevant information. Maybe that's probably what was going through my head before I became a kindred. Thou hast been in cohorts with this villain all this time, as his lackey, even ere then, when we first laid our eyes upon thee. Lady, you have no idea how much I freaked out when one of you asked me something about red eyes. Not that it would have mattered if you did suspect me though, since my red eye is just a prosthetic. Then, the passengers who are under thy protection, haven't I told you that the count matters? The longer the line, the better. Urgh. Dozens of blood bags began shambling into the room from behind Sasha. The smaller one among them stood out to me. My mind immediately snapped to the child who grabbed Don Quixote's coattails. I knew that the passengers were dead the moment we realized Sasha was a blood fiend, but this... I really, really hoped that I wouldn't have to face this reality. Not like this. There was a child. Yup, little runt wanted to be a fixer if she got to grow up. Good thing she won't, though. I tell you on good authority that living as a blood bag is way better than the drudgery that is the life of a fixer. Believe me, I'd know. Hold thy vile tongue. Dreaming of becoming a famous, respected fixer and an actor of justice? It's all just a stupid pipe dream that always ends in crushing disappointment or a really early grave. Silence! Silence! Don Quixote did not give Sasha time to finish her sentence. She was already charging full speed at her with her lance drawn. Ooh, it's a focused encounter. Neat. I think I will simply win. Oh, they're at half health? That's funny. And there's 2 waves. Is this the final battle? This looks like the battle room from the event. Well, if they die to the first hit, they... Oh yeah, the thing I wanted to talk about. Ah, yeah. But it said there was more levels after this. I'm assuming that could be a dungeon. And I'm thinking about the thing. I know I said to you like a while ago at some point that I wanted to do like a Project Moon themed like D&D campaign. And I figured out I want to use Cyberpunk for that because it's actually quite good. Because pretty much all of the mechanics, like sanity and stuff, are already like represented. Prosthetics, and there's a large focus on guns, but the lack of guns in the city isn't really a problem in my opinion. But I feel like it matches up really well. I would just have to like, I feel like it's like actually a good system if I wanted to do that. Okay, Sasha, what are your skills? Okay, I'm not super worried about that. We do have like Heathcliff here. Good enough. Yeah. And then I figured, like, since egos, like, in universe are, like, hard to access, unless you manifest it yourself, which is really hard to do, I figured I could just, like, ignore the fact that that exists. I figured that would be cool. I don't know. What do you think about it? If I were to run a Project Moon game using the Cyberpunk Red system. That... Yeah, but like the technology is... Yeah, the technology is it isn't like a common thing that everyone has access to, right? The technology behind Ego. Like, it's easy to use, but you need to have like the stuff. And like there's already like a sanity mechanic, and there's already rules for prosthetics and a lot of stuff. And I just figured it would be cool as hell. Yeah. I mean, because I remember Ahab manifested her own ego. So I was like, it can happen, but I assume it's really hard. So I just wouldn't need to come up with rules for it. But yeah, I was like, yeah, and since this setting has basically magic, I can just like anything that doesn't port 100%, I can just be like, it's fucking Project Moon shit. Yeah. But I figure it's like a good system to use. Yeah. It is sort of like it would be like a rule of cool thing where I'm just like, yeah, this is what happens. Unbelievable. My first kindred to be created without their authorization is this bumbling fool? I pray for your forgiveness, my parent. Begone from my sight. At least thou hast brought me blood bags for sustenance. Yet it must be responsibility of a parent to clean up the mess of his child. What a load of shit. With that, Cassetti reached out toward the pile of blood bags on the ground and... Oh, what abundance. I had nearly forgotten this sensation. An armor of hardened blood materialized over the Blood Fiend's body. His sheer aggression and hatred was palpable enough to make our skin crawl. Oh, yeah, yeah. It appears that he has empowered himself by reaping their blood. Though my power is yet to fully return, this magnificent armor is quite befitting of a parade for the prince who hath become a king. Wouldst thou agree? Yes, you do. Of course you do. Challenge me now, O rebels. Challenge thy king.
하나 눕혔네. 이렇게 눕혀가다 보면 검색 끝나는 게
He's using. Oh wait, they're two different. Okay. Well, we have a whole bunch of coffins, so this should not really be that much trouble. Normally, the big problem with boss battles is that I have no coffin. So, problem solved. If I remember correctly, he has like a big fucking attack where he heals. That's like unclashable. So he has like 2 phases. That's all I remember about this guy. But also I had like a really like bad team for that. Yeah, I fought him in the mirror dungeon. During the event.
주먹거리도 안 되는 놈들이니까.
전투에 임하겠습니다.
Yeah, he is getting cooked though. He is what, 4 fragile? I don't know how I inflicted that, or else it's a passive. I don't know. I don't feel like this is one of those bosses where it has like a gimmick that I can't just brute force my way through. Ah, so he can't even use the cool gimmick that the rest of the Blood Fiends get to use. This guy sucks! No wonder he got kicked out. Okay, and there's his fucking move, and he goes first. So I just have to use all my defense moves, except Wild Hunt Heathcliff. He doesn't get any defense at all. Oh, but he's on horse, so he can't. He's on horse. Yeah, Heathcliff, you're gonna get absolutely fucked over by this. Whatever. And then everyone else, use your defensive options. Oh, yeah, that is really bad. It's just a bunch of bleed. So if you have an evade, you just get it for free. Ah. Hope I'm dying in real life. No, I don't. Wait, hold on. And then you can... Perfect. They're good enough, I guess. It's not perfect. Oh, he lost the clash. That's fine. Even if he staggers us. We are taking bleed damage, but that's fine. Ryoshu just, like, goes silly here. Because the bleed damage can never break through her shield.
해보고 오라고. 보다 한 주먹거리도 안 되는 놈들이니까.
Alright, let's just throw all the good attacks at him. Oh, wait, Otis has maxed out SP, so we can actually throw the... Oh, I forgot to check. Oh, we could have double lamented next turn, but it's fine. We're cool. Oh, we're gonna get a bunch of heals off of only ashes remain here, so... I love Wild Hunt, yeah. He's just so funny. Okay. Okay, and then we can... I mean, he loses this, right? His AoE attack is getting clashed by a defense move. He must feel like a schmuck. The sinking works well, except for if we're fighting Bamboo-Headed Gim. Then it works poorly. I love that fight. I love their like, maybe sinking is a little bit too strong. I don't even know if it is. I don't know. I like it. I like sinking. I might do sinking at some point. It's a fun status because it does different things in different situations. Yeah, no, he's getting cooked here. Oh, he has... Oh, I was really hoping we would roll tails there. He has 6 fragile. Ishmael Moeller helps sinking, and so does Rodion Ego. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, no, we did win. I wasn't even looking at the screen. He was a kind of a schmuck. It hurts. It hurts. Yes, I love your boiling human blood. But this is too painful. Can we put that up on the quote board? Yes, I love your boiling human blood. Me... I love your boiling human blood. Be my Valentine. From whatever this guy's fucking name is. Cassetti. This guy keeps regenerating, no matter how many times we tear him to pieces. This, I don't know if we could... No, he's getting cooked. The mental fatigue finally got to Gregor and Sinclair, who collapsed on the ground. They weren't even in the fight! The strange environment of warp trains was proving to be a significant help to the Blood Fiend's regenerative ability. Battle continued much longer than our scuffles at K-Corp border checkpoints, or our struggle against the endless hordes of the dead at the basement of Wuthering Heights. The Sinners had all grown much stronger since then, but they were reaching a breaking point. Don Quixote continues to wildly pummel the Blood Fiend with her lance, breaking, stabbing, and crushing him with every time a body part regenerated. I'm so hungry. Ridiculous! Thy hunger is no justification for this massacre thou hast wrought. Shut up! You don't understand. You don't know how awful it is to surviving 200 years on that disgusting, horrible... I don't even want to think about it. Shut up, be quiet. No, I'm sorry, I'll be good. Please, 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 just let me have a sip. Just the smallest sip, please. It won't matter how many times you stab me. Oh wait, was that I shan't stop until all thy flesh and bone and organs are crushed into a viscous, shapeless mush, never to become whole again. But the Blood Fiend's regeneration is so powerful that he's recovering as fast as Don Quixote is destroying him. He's regenerating at an insane rate. We can't... my kindred, my child, I have given thee new life, invited thee to this banquet. So do thy responsibilities. The blessings of a parent must be repaid, no? What can I do? Find their weakness, break their anchor, make them kneel and grovel before me in desperation just as you had. Wait, I think I've got an idea. Sasha began looking around wildly, surprised by Cassetti's sudden command. It's that way they fight. Reminds me a lot of the way we prosthetic using fixers fight. Just as prosthetic fixers slowly lose their sense of self-preservation, their limbs becoming no more important than tools to be replaced. These idiots act with such abandon as if they have multiple lives to burn through. With nothing to protect, they throw themselves wildly into battle like moths to a flame. And forget to look after what's really important, like this little thing. With one of her remaining arms, Sasha picked up the master card key Faust showed her in one of the previous cards. Don Quixote, stop her now! Oh, my parent, I offer this gift to you. Don Quixote immediately leaped at the fixer, but one of her arms struck her away with great force. Ishmael and Merceau, who had been holding Cassetti down, were no match for his strength without Don Quixote's fury. The Blood Fiend threw them both to the side and grabbed the key hard. This is the key to the first-class cars, my lord. With this, grow your army of blood bags to bring glory to the kingdom. No. Cassetti examines the master keycard with clear interest. Without that keycard, we'll be trapped inside this train for thousands of years until it reaches its destination. Dante, I believe that I have tried my utmost to overcome this adversity, without access to Faust's knowledge and intelligence. However, with our loss of the master keycard, the uncertainty of this circumstance has greatly exacerbated. At the origin of this plight, Faust took a deep breath, as if she was about to take a deep dive into the source of all this trouble. Must be my over-reliance on Faust. What I can tell, Faust has always been operating based on the information she received from Faust. So, in a situation like this, where she has to make decisions on her own, has to be unfamiliar to her. But Faust is an admirable sinner with or without Faust. I've been thinking the same thing about myself, actually. That I might have been relying too much on that perfect Faust. But even without Faust, he still gave us good directions to follow after analyzing the information we brought you. And Dante, you've been cooking. You've been supportive. Maybe uncertainty itself doesn't always have to be a problem for us. Remember, thus the lack of the plan itself becomes the plan. You said it yourself. I see. Indeed, among many, I am a Faust that believes in uncertainty. Our loss of the master keycard is but one of innumerable uncertain variables in the equation. Constant is, however, that the Blood Fiend is just as desperate as we are. Thus, the only option that remains at present is to compromise. You there. Looks like thou art the one who's been regenerating your friends. Stop doing that, alright? Just don't do it. Don't heal them. Or I'll smash your precious key to pieces. Manager Esquire, to compromise with a villain as vile as that cur. Didn't have time to regenerate Don Quixote's severe injuries just yet, and the rest of the sinners were already unconscious. The only sinner who could still move and talk normally was Faust. He might just rewound the clock for. Yeah, let's do that. Very well. Then, Cassetti, why don't we move this conversation to a different location? Only I will accompany Dante to this negotiation. I will make my intentions clear now. Dante and I will not attack you there. No, why is she... I'm giving her a British accent. There's no doubt in my mind that Cassetti must be completely exhausted by the unending barrage of attacks. Don Quixote and the sinners. I was suggesting that we move this conversation to a different place without the sinners must have been a sweet one. Just you two, huh? Yes, the freight car is immediately adjacent to this one. That is where we will further discuss what we have each to offer one another. That clock must be thy monarch then, Thou art one of the retainers. Correct. Very well. This will be my royal debate then. It is only right that a royalty talks to no one else but one who is his equal. Manager Esquire. We'll be back in a minute, Don Quixote. Thus we left the incapacitated sinners and Don Quixote, who watched on with hollow, despondent eyes as we walked away. We carefully made our way to the freight car. So Faust, why are we doing this in the freight car again? Dante, this will be my first attempt at a gamble. What? With that, the door closed shut behind us.
끝인가? 정말 한 톨도 남지 않았나?
Ooh.
그렇다면 어째서 이 분노가 끝나지?
I'm interested. So this passageway leads straight to Mephistopheles? This is where it all started. This stupid bus awoke me from my slumber. If only this bus hadn't completely Let's go gambling! I forgot. I wasn't planning to start the parade so soon or create a kindred here. Dante. The connection has been restored. Connection? The suddenness of her statement briefly knocked me off the train of thought. I looked at her and cocked my head in confusion, and she replied with an even quieter whisper without looking away from the blood fiend. Boarding Mephistopheles has re-established my connection to Faust. Did you know that this would work? No. And as I have stated before, this was a pure, incalculable gamble. Let's go gambling, based on my own uncertain hypothesis. This success helps me somewhat comprehend Miss Rhodia's fascination with gambling. A faint smile appeared on Faust's lips for a moment before fading away. Now that the connection has been re-established, I would like to make a complaint against the Faust and Gesellschaft management regarding the fact that they neglected to list the information pertaining to the loss of connection within the interiors of the warp trains. However, finding a solution to this situation takes precedence. I have much reason to believe that their omission was done on purpose, but I hope such is not the case. Maybe it's a threat to their power if they acknowledge that the warp train cut connection. If they're the managers. Faust gently advanced toward the blood fiend. Let us discuss the details of our compromise. What are you willing to accept in return for the master keycard? If thou wert just anyone, I would have wished to turn thee all into blood bags and drink every last drop of thy blood. But thou art unlike a common person. My wish is to maintain the secrecy of this kingdom of mine for as long as possible, and thine wish is to leave this place, right? Are the ads real? Are they real? Is it Reese's again? Oh, I guess now that it's February, Twitch is gonna start running ads again. I don't know if the ads have happened, but I'm just going to wait just in case they are happening. We will be certain rather than making a game. Let's go gambling. Once I relinquish to thee this key card, and once thou returnest to your first-class seats, we live here happily ever after like nothing happened. When the train gets there, you'll get off the train. Everything goes back to the way they're supposed to be. How's that for a deal? Like nothing happened. And because it's like, oh, it's gonna wipe our memories, except Dante can retain memories, I'm pretty sure. Oh, but Faust is able to retain memories too, because she can tell someone else, and then someone else could. She could retain memories using the connection. Faust, what about the job we were contracted to do in the first place? Our memories and any signs of battle will be entirely erased upon our arrival. We will have no way to relay our news, whether one of success or failure. If we had the means to defeat him, then at least W Corp would inform us that our contract was successful after the fact. However, this current scenario will leave us with nothing to show for, not even the smallest hint, and the contract will end in failure. However, what takes precedence over the contract is you and the Sinner's psychological stability. It's not like we've always been successful. That was something I could live with, but what about the other passengers of this train, and its future passengers? Remember the look on Don Quixote's face when we would come across these inevitable forms of injustice. Faust does not reply. Yet the lack of reply was a reply all on its own. Are we going to have to let them die? Innocent lives will be lost, but we can't prioritize their lives over our own safety. That must be Faust's and the company's policy. And yet, I shan't allow this. Don Quixote thought her wounds were too severe for her to even crawl, let alone walk, but with sheer will, she pushed herself through the pain to reach the freight car. I will not tolerate this. You cannot let this vile wretch live and turn a blind eye to everything he's done. It's her again. What? You want to stay here for what is essentially an eternity within this train? I know the truth. Everything hinges on this key, doesn't it? As soon as I break this in half, you'll have to spend the eons inside this. I care not. I would welcome the eons, should it mean eons of penance for thee. It is much preferable to letting thy villainy go unanswered. Let this place be the site of thine eternal judgment. Faust and I grabbed Don Quixote. She'd normally be strong enough to wiggle free of our grips, but she's already pushed herself beyond her limits merely by walking here. Faust, unhand me! Thou mustn't let him live, Manager Esquire. Don Quixote, letting him destroy that key means that you'll be condemning the sinners to thousands of years of torment. Then I shall fill the millennial with tales of legend that I had read in the magazines. No time, however infinite, shall be too great to overcome, should we endeavor as one. Certainly you are aware that your suggestion is no solution at all, Don Quixote. Then there has to be another way, no? Thou art both possessors of great wisdom, Faust, Manager Esquire. Is there truly no path in which we may bring justice to the villain and the sinners remain unharmed? Her struggle begins to wane, but this was no acceptance. It was dejection. Wait, Don Quixote, no! In the commotion, we failed to notice the Blood Fiend had been quietly advancing at us. We let Don Quixote go at the last second, but we were a second too late. Oh, my dearest parent, forgive my transgressions of creating another without thy sanction. Thou shalt become my next kindred. Cassetti screams incoherently as he leaps onto Don Quixote, piercing her neck with his fangs before we even had the chance to do anything. Oh, I did not expect this to be the solution. Faust? What do you mean, the solution? According to this information I had viewed in the past, and once again just now, it's... Dante, take cover behind me and remain absolutely still. Oh, okay. I'm thinking about it, and I'm like... So, she could be a blood fiend already, and we don't know that somehow. But Faust would have it in the paperwork. Which is, like... Yeah, and it would be funny if, like, Cassetti was going off about, you don't understand what it's like, and she does. It would be, like, funny. Or she has, like, poison in her blood, which would be even funnier. She's fucking poisonous. Which is funny, because it would be like she's a poisoned dart frog. She's like, I'm so innocent, you shouldn't eat me. And please do note that the other sinners must never hear a word of what is about to happen. Oh. Don Quixote levitates slightly into the air, the strings on her shoes unraveling as they slip off her feet on their own. He looks with bewilderment as her running shoes fall to the floor. Oh, she can't take the shoes off, or the shoes are the restraint to her power. And I've always had this question swirling at the unfocused backstage of my mind. Why are you always so protective of those running shoes, Don Quixote? Remember how you theorized about her shoes ages ago? I don't remember what specifically I said. It's like the fucking... No. Don Quixote, your Jordans are fake. No. Running shoes? Dost thou speak of our dear Rocinante? Oh, if the manager Don ID has no shoes on, then that must mean, and that one is a blood fiend. Maybe she is a blood fiend and she doesn't remember because she's wearing the fucking shoes. And then when she takes the shoes off, she's like, ah, it's me. I remember. Now I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Yeah, those. I have battled through thick and thin, feast and famine with dear Rocinante. In sorrow and in joy, no matter the brutality of trials that have struck me, it hath been a loyal steed by my side for however long it hath been in existence. She doesn't know when she got them? Okay, it's definitely the memory loss thing. Manager Esquire, wherefore hast thou not saluted Rocinante as well? This may be a rather auspicious occasion to do so. Nope, I think I'm good. Be not so bashful. Go on ahead. Look, Stinky. Small girl is torturing TikTok with Stinky. Stinky they are not. Scuffed as they might appear, Rocinante is in pristine condition. Also, thou shalt not address me as small girl. Evacuate. Don Quixote, don't tell me you go to sleep wearing those running shoes. I mean, Rocinante. Oh, I've always been quite certain that someone so esteemed as the manager Esquire would care to ask me how Rocinante fares. I didn't mention that this question was inspired by numerous eyewitness reports from other sinners who saw her wandering the halls in her pajamas and wearing Rocinante. Verily, Rocinante and I remain bound together, even in slumber. There shall be no separating the two of us. We are bound not by need nor want. We are simply bound together through plight and delight. Now that I think about it, every single identity of Don Quixote was also wearing those pair of running shoes, Rocinante. Except for one that didn't exist at the time of writing this. Have you ever taken them off? Take them off? Why, whatever dost thou mean? Sin detach Rocinante from my body? 'Tis a very odd insinuation thou makest. She looks at me with those puzzled eyes, as though taking those pair of running shoes off was somehow an inconceivable idea, because it would, in many respects, it would kill her, given my theory. There was something much more than just her favorite pair of running shoes, her odd attitude of treating something so far removed from common sense as something completely ordinary. What does Rocinante mean to Don Quixote? What even is that thing? Ugh. An overwhelming, powerful pressure suddenly explodes, radiating in all directions, as the metallic stench of blood suffocates the bus, filling every corner of it with its sickening horror. Then, darkness. No! That's impossible! In all-absorbing darkness, voice is our only light. You are... Oh... Yeah, okay. I had this... I did say... I think I said this. I think I theorized about this. Yeah, I did, I think I did mention it's like her ego does do bleed, and there's a bunch of vampires about either she's a vampire or a vampire hunter. I think I said, I don't know, run the clip. This isn't getting edited, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure I said it. You are the second kindred. How did you? I should have felt your presence. You think I saw a faint outline of an aura? See a red aura and a long for adornment of sorts. Oh, it lets her heal when she hits targets with bleed on them. Okay, yeah, that's a fucking... They weren't really trying to hide it that much. Through the shimmering aura, I think I saw red eyes. You have committed the sin of filial impiety. Transgressor. I know that voice, but also I don't. Never heard of it in such a low, imposing tone before. It speaks toward the lesser being. The blood fiend, shriveled and kneeling, trembling, pathetic. Mercy, O venerated ancestor. I beg for the mercy of the second kindred. I beg for the mercy of the second kindred. I beg. Insolent worm. Ah! Crimson droplets of blood slowly rises from the blood fiend's mouth, before congealing and sealing his mouth shut. Well, no language worming its way out of your maw shall be worth my ears. No, to commit the sin of filial impiety by attempting to travel against the bloodstream, commit such abomination against your ancestor, I cannot well sanction your impudence of continued existence. Coagulate, then melt away. Seti's body begins liquefying into a slick stream of blood, his form curdling and crumbling, then dripping to the ground. Rapidly, yet ponderously, like that ice cream Don Quixote loved so much, melting away on the floor, heated under the searing sun. Ah, you. Don Quixote turned to look at me, who was still on the ground after being thrown by the shockwave. And with a cryptic look of pity, she uttered something. Indeed, you must be the promised timepiece. Oh, she's like, this is her. She hasn't taken off the shoes since signing the contract. This is the Don Quixote that signed the contract. And they mentioned Dante in the contract. So that would make Dante the promised timepiece, which it makes sense. Rocinante, to me, Rocinante, I beseech you. I carefully reached out, grabbing her shoes, and slipped them onto her bare feet one by one. Ah, one day. He gasped, stumbled, and slumped to the ground. Do. That was cool. Cool. I give that one cool point. That was cool. That was cool. Man, we really are loading. We're connecting. We're connecting. Oh, there we are. It was so fucking ominous when Faust said that. It was so fucking ominous. Faust was like, well, I guess that works. He was like, well, fucking wasn't. Can someone explain what just happened in a way that makes sense? Uh-oh. They beg to check the base ego for lore. I knew that the sinners would all be shocked and confused. After all, when they, including Faust and Don Quixote, all came back to life after I round the clock, all that remained was the destroyed door to the freight car and the disgusting obliterated remains of what was once Cassetti. Most personnel had lost their consciousness from the mental stress of the prolonged battle against the Blood Fiend. Whatever measure it was that the manager has taken, it can be said that it was appropriate. I guess so. Well, good work, everyone. However, the definition of most personnel excludes 3 individuals. Therefore, it would be most appropriate to direct any questions to them. Wait, Who are those 3? Faust, the manager, and Don Quixote, who is still unconscious. Huh? Really? The 3 of you? Wow, you were spot on. When did you even have the time to notice that? I have identified the 3 conscious individuals by analyzing their walking cadence and voices moments before my loss of consciousness. Right, so what's going on with the lass? Why is she still out cold? She appears to be in a state of deep slumber. As she is not at risk of death, she will be waking up soon. I remember everything, of course. Don Quixote's sudden transformation, how she practically erased the blood fiend and his kindred from the world without even moving a finger. But I also remember Faust's last words. And please do note that the other sinners must never hear a word of what is about to happen. Don Quixote was unconscious, and Faust was answering every question with silence. It was only natural that their eyes would all fall on me. That's, you know... Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. We're not falling for that. Click, 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 click. Wait, that reminds me. Where's the key card? Last I remember, it was in Cassetti's hands, who was in a far more presentable state than he was in before. Wait, so what about the keycard he was holding, though? It has been half liquefied. The remains have melded with his finger bones. It appears to have become one with the middle phalanges. Oh no, everyone, calm down, calm down. I said calm down. I really should have packed more cigarettes, huh? How about we force one of those doors open? The master keycard is not absolutely necessary element to resolving this situation. What? How? It will require approximately 5 hours to formulate and proceed with an explanation in a manner that will allow the sinners to fully comprehend the exact how of this methodology. Therefore, it will be delivered to you in a digestible, summarized format. We could wake up the guy who's in the fucking stasis pod. Well, that was short-lived. She's acting all smug again. We can utilize the back door. The steely confidence in her declaration was more than enough to win us all over. So we headed to the corridor past the back door. Don Quixote slung over one of our shoulders and arrived at our destination. I can't not ask what happened after seeing the state you're all in. Sandy patter. Grains of sand and seashell-like things fell with every step the sinners took. Ask someone after me. To explicate, it could... Grains of sand roll about in my throat with every word spoken. Thus explained the simple gist of this plan as we made our way to the back door. To put it simply, we will spend the time at a space disconnected from the train. The train should be arriving at its destination in approximately 10 seconds, going by the A-Corp timescale. All we must do is remain somewhere in our original dimension for that duration. And with that, Faust came to a sudden stop in the middle of one of the corridors. That makes sense. Wait. Are you seriously gonna just open that door? With this many doors in here, are you sure that's the right one? Yes, this is the correct door. Its safety is completely ensured. Lass, at least tell us what's past that door. I did not bother verifying that particular information myself. It is necessary for future endeavors that I gain the experience of encountering something completely unexpected. What? Faust did not wait for Heathcliff to finish his sentence before jerking the door wide open. Now, please enter through this door. With Faust's stern command, we quickly walked into a building that looked like a derelict, abandoned hospital of sorts. I think we walked into the middle of a sandstorm. Oh, this is new. We haven't seen this without a border. Huh? Aren't we supposed to be indoors? How the heck is this even happening? Aha! I can't even open my eyes. I got sand in my mouth. Wait. Is this a sandstorm? But aren't we inside a building? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The sinners blurted out a colorful series of complaints, trying to cover themselves in the blasting sandstorm. But Faust continued to count in that same indifferent rhythm before dragging us out of there just as urgently as she had heard us in. So, we managed to return safe and sound to the interiors of the warp train as it arrived at the P-Corp platforms. As the train was still getting cleaned up, that is. And with our bodies completely covered in sand. I thought we'd never make it. Whoa, are you guys okay? How did these passengers... We were so happy to be done with this whole ordeal that even the W-Corp cleanup agents in the middle of the cleanup mission looked downright hospitable. We are employees of Limbus Company. We boarded the warp train at the behest of your employer. Oh, so you guys are the people that our captain told us about. They really let you guys keep your memories, huh? Oh, that reminds me. One of the employees must be sleeping inside that hibernation pod over there. Oh, that. Huh. I've never seen it in action before. Thanks. Let me go check. Good save, Honglo. Good save. The hidden compartment behind the chair that the cleanup agent crawled into. Inside it was... Huh? There isn't anyone in here. Maybe we're looking at the wrong pod? This is the correct spot. Then the disappearance of that individual who has entered this pod would indicate. I guess these folks aren't all there in the head either. Maybe you guys are just mistaken? I doubt that. Yes, we must have suffered from a momentary collective hallucination caused by fatigue. Very well then, we will see ourselves out. Faust cut the conversation short before the other sinners began asking too many questions. Now that I became intimately familiar with the meaning of that gesture, I followed her to the outside without another word. What is he talking about? Whoa, spiky blood, yeah. Oh, it's, yeah. Have we arrived? Rise and shine, lass. Had enough nap yet? I see. I will hear the details of the incident on the bus once we're traveling again. Understood. Any and all relevant reports will be sent to W Corp via LCCA, and... Virgilius was already there when we arrived. He was sharing a conversation with Faust about what went down inside the train that the train with a serious expression. I will now leave with Charon and watch them unfasten Mephistopheles from the train. The minute hand on the manager's head seemed to be desperately signaling me that they have a lot of burning questions to ask you. Allow me to give you two some space. Yep, we're pretty much done with the chapter, and I am. I think I also did. I also got multi-cracker Faust from one temple, or maybe not. I don't remember. But we're almost done with the stream, unfortunately. Finally able to ask Faust once Virgilius left. Why did you do that? Faust's body was quite literally blasted to pieces from the sheer explosive pressure that filled the room the moment Don Quixote's shoes came off. You have every Faust? That's awesome. Oh my god, you're the Gesellschaft. That's you. It was as though she knew that it was going to happen, because it was the preferable course of action to having the same explosive demise occur to your body instead. I do find it regrettable that you were made to turn the clock despite my knowledge of the high likelihood of my death upon that occurrence. No, I'm not blaming you for that. I just want to know how long you've known that Don Quixote is... That is something that I have been aware of since LCB was first established. The same could be said of Virgilius. Of course. However, it was by the will of the LCA superiors that this knowledge remains withheld from the manager until the appropriate moment. And that appropriate moment was back there? According to my private judgment, yes. Well, as my connection to all communications, including one to Faust, had been severed, I was not in a position to receive the headquarters' authorization for that action. Right. Though the full truth may remain obscured still, we are once again returned. Returned? That was a layered word. We've returned to one of the warp platforms in our own dimension. We've returned to our daily lives of speculating about what's next in our path, and the usual Faust, reconnected to Faust, has returned. Yes. Faust replied to Yi Sang's nebulous wording with a quiet affirmation. Please, do not take this query with any greater import than a mere jest. However, do you suppose I shall see her again? She shot a puzzled look at Yi Sang. In a way, it was quite the pleasant encounter, was it not? Yi Sang mused ambiguously before leaving us. Yi Sang, what the fuck? I'm assuming he's talking about Faust. Whew. The incident at the warp train was such a chaotic mess that it felt shorter than it really was. But I also learned so much about so many things. But it was too soon to start racking our brains about what kind of nonsense trial we were about to face in P-Corp. So I decided to enjoy the momentary peace. you saying liked it when Faust got banned from the Discord server? You saying was like, "Aw, man." It's like, now she's so unapproachable. This sucks. It is. Yiseng is a nice guy. He's kind of like a he's super depressed, but he like cares about people. And maybe he was excited to have someone who's his intellectual equal instead of having everyone be so far below him and then Faust being omniscient. Enjoy a shooting gallery and listen to some good stories. I'm sure that's the only things we're gonna do. How do we find ourselves at P-Corp? Wherefore is my throat so parched? I'm too tired to explain. Chiquita, you missed out big time on one crazy adventure. Huh? That vibrated the last few grains of sand out of my ears. Sinners look at Don Quixote's bewildered awakening, grinning. There's no way to tell what we'll be facing here at District 16 where P-Corp was located, but we got this, right? The same faith I saw in the Faust who believes in uncertainty rises within me too. I looked up to Faust, only to see that Faust was looking at me as well. She nodded at me with her usual, barely noticeable smile, and I gave her a light nod back in return. Maybe Faust's chapter, she's going to, like, reject the Gesellschaft, and sort of, like, be cool, even though it makes her less strong. For some reason. I don't know. Time to go find ourselves another golden bough. And that's it. Oh, we got a lot. I'm very close to getting my own Yiseng. Oh, and there's the new Kanto. Woohoo! We're very close to being caught up. Oh, it's time to extract. I have no Gregor IDs. But no, we're doing this. We're doing this. Hold on. Go! We didn't really get anything. Oh, wait, that's gonna be useful for the new event. It is a Blade lineage. No, it's Kurakumo clan. Ah, that's not helpful. Oh, maybe? Maybe it is. Oh, well. Well, I'll see you all next week. Burp, 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 burp.